I hate how much I think about Botox. And every morning as I'm massaging my anti-aging serums and moisturizers into my face, I find myself thinking, what if I just... But then a few nights ago, I was in bed with my 4-year-old son, and there was nothing but his nightlight highlighting my face. And he looked at me and he put his finger down my forehead like this. And he said, Mama, you're looking old. From the mouth of babes, right? And I said, why do you think I'm looking old, babe? And he said, because of these lines. And I said, yeah, well, I am getting older, my love. And he said, why do old people get lines on their face? And I stopped for a second because I know how important these answers are, and that the way that we talk about our bodies and the way that they change shapes the way that they see the way that our and eventually their bodies change as well. And I said, these lines are a collection of stories of who we are. Everything that we've ever done, seen, felt, everything we've been through, every smile, every frown, every surprise, every concern, they all become a part of who we are. And as we grow older, we collect more stories and they start to map themselves out on our face to become a part of the story of who we are. And he liked the answer and then he went to sleep and he hasn't brought it up again since. But I kept thinking about it and I think, how nice would it be if instead of looking at our flaws as flaws, because they're not flaws, we look at them as something to be proud of rather than something to be ashamed of. Because really and truly, how blessed and lucky we are to still be alive, right? Now, I have nothing against Botox and fillers. This isn't like bashing the people who do that. I've had my nose done, I had braces, and I still wear my retainer. But I just feel like the cosmetic industry, these cosmetics in general, have become so normal that it's like you're the weird one if you don't get them done. Like there's something wrong with you if you're not getting lash lifts and fillers and all of these things. I want my sons to grow up knowing that our bodies change. And I also don't want them to grow up with some unrealistic expectations of what women particularly are supposed to look like. As we develop, as we have children, as we age, our bodies are constantly changing. And I want them not only to see that as something normal, but also as something to celebrate. So I just wanted to share this message today because if maybe you find yourself thinking the same thing, looking at all the things that you want to fix or change about yourself, or maybe you already do these things and you're trying to find a reason to stop, I don't know, maybe this can be your sign. I just don't want to keep looking at myself, thinking of myself as flawed or something to fix. And I definitely don't want my sons to look at me that way, to look at themselves that way, or to look at their future spouse that way as well. So now, every time I look at myself in the mirror, rather than thinking of all the things that I want to change, I look at them as a part of my story and something to be grateful for, because how lucky am I to still be alive today.